All right, I've got some more 4Runner content for you today. This is a 2008 Toyota 4Runner, and it is an SR5, so it did not come with the rear spoiler that's on this vehicle. And I added that a couple weeks ago, just now, finally getting time to do a video for you. This isn't going to be an install video, but more tips and tricks, just kind of show you a little bit of the fitment of this specific spoiler. And I will have links for this in the description of the video, so if you're interested in buying the one that I purchased here. The spoiler comes unpainted, so I would recommend doing that and getting a local paint shop to paint match this to your vehicle, because this spoiler and the paint on your vehicle has probably faded over time, so you're going to want to get that paint matched. I know there's some companies that say they can paint it and get it close, but if you've had this one like we have, you've had it for a long period of time, that paint is not the same as the factory paint code. So recommend taking that to a local paint shop, get it painted, and let them match it to your vehicle, because your paint most likely has faded over time. So you want to make sure to get that painted. The best thing to do is to kind of fit this thing up against the cab. And they come with these tabs that go underneath where you mark the screw holes, where the screw holes are going to drill through the body of the car. So what I do when I'm fitting these on, I fit them on before I paint them. So I put this on, tape it to the body of the vehicle, and then you have these little tabs that are going to be sticking out, marking your holes. Tape those to the body. You're going to take the spoiler off, and you're going to drill those holes. And I'm just going to show you where my holes ended up. This car, let's see if I left it unlocked or not. So the neat thing is on this specific spoiler is they line up with the factory holes. So normally there's a cap that goes right here. I left mine off, and then I will put it on to show you exactly what it looks like with the cap on. So one of those holes drills through this area where you have a factory cap that looks like that. This hole right here is not there. So you actually have to drill through two pieces of sheet metal, and I don't know if you can see in there, but I figured out what size hole I needed for the screw to go through, and then I figured out what size cap I was going to need. So this is a little bit smaller cap. You can drill it out bigger if you want, but I didn't need it any bigger, so I'm going to cover that hole up as well. So that is not a hole that's there from the factory, but this one is. So you have to drill through two pieces of sheet metal, maybe even three pieces, I think, on here. On this one, you're only drilling through the single part of the sheet metal. On this side, you've got to take this cap loose that all the wiring harness comes through. I don't know if you'll be able to see in here, but there's one of the screws up inside there. Just got to kind of move those wires. Be real careful when you're doing this though, because you want to make sure all the wiring is out of the way before you drill that hole. But this one, you just take this loose. I'm going to snap that back on while we're here. Well, you know what, I may leave that off to show you where the wiring is. All right, and then this one right here is a factory hole as well. So you're only going through that one piece of sheet metal, and this is the cap that goes on there. So I recommend taking these off before you drill the holes, otherwise your drill bit's gonna go through the cap. So take the caps off, drill the holes, and then you'll see where they're coming through. Another thing that I did on this model is, since it did not have this spoiler, I may not be able to pull the wire all the way through there, but I tapped into the third brake light that's on the back of the door. So we are actually not using the third brake light anymore. Well, that harness is coming through this area here, and that wire normally runs to this brake light right here. And all I did is, before we put the spoiler on, I took this brake light out. I took the bulb and everything out, because we didn't want that splash of that red light on the back side of the spoiler. And we're adding this third brake light. So I was afraid that we would get that reflection into the back window. So that's why I disconnected this one. Use that wiring though to wire into this light right here. Another thing I like about this specific spoiler over, say, the factory versions, is this light is kind of tucked up underneath the spoiler, not on the face of the spoiler. And it's actually a little bit longer than some of those other versions. And so it definitely puts out really good light at night when you hit the brake light. I don't have anybody here to hit the brake light for you, but Definitely brighter, I would say, than the factory versions of this. So that's kind of what it looks like. It definitely dresses it up. Let me see if I can get a side shot for you. Dresses up an SR5. If you've been following along though, this is the one, the 4Runner that we've been redoing for my daughter. Still got a few more things to do on it, but definitely added a little bit of a touch. It looked like a limited now, I would say, with that. And so it's a really good spoiler, fits really good. Another thing I would say I almost forgot to mention is underneath all these holes, you definitely want to put some kind of silicone around those holes before you bolt this down. So definitely do that to seal those holes up. But yeah, hopefully this information was useful or helpful for you. And if it was, please subscribe and share. And that's to the point.